Hey everyone, Caleb with the Antique Book Collective, and today I'm getting to you guys with a nice little secret place that you can source for your eBay business, particularly your book eBay business, but this also works for non-book places as well. And this is actually senior centers and retirement homes also. Those are two great places that you could source for your eBay businesses. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to get a whole lot of stuff at these places. Oftentimes you might get just a few odds and ends here or there. Sometimes you might get a huge haul. It's really cool because senior centers in particular, retirement homes also have it, but senior centers in particular, which aren't just retirement homes, but like have resources for seniors all over your area, they are really nice because these people have a whole lot of different things that they get that they just want to part with for one reason or another. And for me, I really enjoy them because they have book sales pretty often because seniors read a whole lot of books. They read a whole lot of mass market paperbacks in particular. So, excuse me for a second. So mass market paperbacks are just these little ones that you see that aren't the larger paperbacks you see out there. The larger ones are called trade paperbacks. The mass market ones, they are made to basically be thrown away once you're done reading them. And when you go to these different sales at all the senior centers and whatnot, you can get them for pretty good deals. Sometimes they might charge you a whole lot more than what you are expecting to pay, sometimes a whole lot less, all that sort of stuff. I'll be making a video in the future about mass market paperbacks and how they affect your business at senior centers, all that sort of stuff. In another video, I will also be linking at the end of this video to a video that I made on mass market paperbacks already. But with all that said, something that is really cool about these different sales is you can get really good deals, guys, like really, really good deals. And it's not just for books. Sometimes they have garage sales or rummage sales or all these different kinds of sales going on at these senior centers. Sometimes it's like a glorified garage sale from like 12 different seniors' houses, which can be like these huge sales. And again, you guys can get some really good prices because a lot of the times these seniors aren't like greedy fart nuggets that you can get at some of the other places that are like, oh, I see you have a little stack of Post-it notes right here. I'll sell them to you for $50. The senior's gonna be like, take them, I don't care. Not always, but generally they are a lot more like down to earth on their pricing, and they understand that it's a used item and isn't worth as much. It's really nice, and you can get some really good bargains. And honestly, guys, like, seniors are some of the nicest people out there. I love chatting with them, so whenever I go to these places, I'm always chatting with them, having some fun. They've got some of the coolest stories also, so like, I don't care if you're old already or if you're young. There are some really cool stories that you can hear and honestly probably should hear. I mean, there's a lot of lessons that you can learn from other people's lives. There's a saying out there about how wisdom is learning from other people's mistakes rather than your own, and that's something that you can sort of get from just hanging out with seniors. And by going to these different senior sales, there's a lot of people you could talk to and learn from. They can tell you different business advice, they can tell you cool stories about things they've done. It's really fun. So just from that standpoint, it's rewarding, but the bigger reward that you guys might be interested in is the cash side of things. So no matter what you really want to do, you can make good money, you can get some good stories, and like, let's say you like to tell stories to all your friends about cool stories you heard that week, you can get some cool little stories from these seniors that you can pass along to your friends too. So there's all that. So with all that said though, there are different kinds of sales. I know I already went over this. They have the book sales, they have the rummage sales or whatever they want to call them. And those happen at different times of the year. Sometimes you'll have just one senior center in an entire city and they do it once a year. Sometimes you'll have a few different senior centers and they all do it a couple times a year. So you guys really just need to like put your roots down and like figure out what happens around you, where you live. Like, oh, how far do you want to drive? Do you want to drive 50 miles that way for a really good sale? I personally would do that. I do a lot of driving for my business. It's great for tax write-offs also. And that's something that I've just done is I learn what's best around me, how far I'm willing to drive, all that sort of stuff. And with that said, I actually am going to admit that I guess didn't do it well enough because I actually just found a senior center book sale. And like, guys, I've been into book selling on eBay for years now, and I just found that there's a book sale at a senior center just like down the street a smidge from where I live, and like down the street in a couple turns. And they, I guess, do it several times a year, and they had amazing sale prices, all these things. They had a huge variety of books. I actually think I bought out like maybe half of their inventory. I think that might be pushing it. So between like a third and a half maybe, I bought a lot of their books. According to my paper that I have here, I bought almost 550 books, so I bought a couple books. So they made a good amount of money off of me, and it will be making not a huge amount of money, but I'll be making a good amount of money off of everything that I got. So with all that said, guys, like, even if you think you know where everything is around you and what kind of sales there are, be sure to drive around and keep looking. Be sure to keep doing your research. For me, I actually found this sale as I was driving around town, hitting the post office, because I do my own drop-offs, all that sort of stuff. So I was going by the post office and I see this book sale sign. I'm like, really? So I go over, check it out, and I'm like, oh, wow, this has been going on for years. I messed up. It was really funny. So for me, I will definitely be going back to that place so long as I'm living here in town. As I've said in other videos, I am working on moving, so that's going to be a fun endeavor in the future. But yeah, I hope this video really helped you guys. Again, senior centers can make you some great money. I'll be making more videos on this particular sale I just went to in the very near future, and I will see you guys in the next one.